I have tried multiple times to get this video recorded, but it seems like the Cosmos doesn't want me to talk about how shitty the new Devil May Cry anime is. So much so to the point where I've almost given up. But I'm determined to get this done, despite it being incredibly late and a bunch of time wasted talking about an anime that I really don't like. But because this could shape the future of Devil May Cry as we know it, it's important that I get this out, at least for my own peace of mind. So yes, I did see the new Devil May Cry anime, and it is cataclysmically bad. It's not so much about the voice acting, it's the fact that the animation and just the general designs have cut corners in places where they really shouldn't have. They've disrespected Rebellion twice in a row. If you don't know, Rebellion is a sword. It was one of Sparta's swords given to Dante. They break it in 5, and it looks like this in the anime. In an effort to make sure that the Rebellion isn't just a forgotten memory, I have placed it in the Aristocracy Armory. So I have a real Rebellion, even if we never get another one in any fashion. The story of this show takes place before Dante really meets anyone. He's under the impression that he's the only surviving member of his family. His mother and brother were killed when he was a kid, a very young child. That's important to know, because in the very first episode, a slime demon mimics a very adult Virgil, and it causes Dante to have a damn panic attack. Which doesn't make any sense, because he wouldn't know what his brother looked like as an adult. The last time that he's even seen him, they were both kids. They try to hand-wave this off by saying that, oh, this is just what I think he would look like as an adult. You know, the proportions weren't quite right and everything. And it's just complete and utter nonsense. And that's kind of like a running theme with the show, is that they didn't quite understand that Dante is a goofball, not a idiot. But in this show, he is always the dumbest person in any situation. There's a moment where Dante gets shot in the chest with a gun, with a shotgun, point blank, shot with a shotgun. Now, if you know anything about Devil May Cry, you know that Dante is going to get shot by something. That's just what happens. But in this show, he's not surprised by it, as he shouldn't be. But other people suggest that, oh shit, you must be a demon. You just survived a fatal blow. You gotta be a demon or something. And Dante's like, me? A demon? No. Like, it never actually occurs to him that it's weird to be able to do some of the things that he can do, despite having been doing them for a long time. Long enough that people know him as a famous demon hunter. So he's been hurt like this before, but it never occurred to him that he wasn't like a regular human being. Stupid. When you combine his lack of intelligence with just the absolute most cringe behavior you could possibly imagine, you get just a recipe for pure disaster. Now, a lot of people have been saying that the music choice for the show is actually on point. I disagree. Especially when you combine the two things that I just mentioned, him being stupid and incredibly uncool and cringe. The entire show and its soundtrack feels like somebody in the studio found a CD player with their high school mix on it and thought, yeah, this is the sound. This is the era of music we gotta use for the entire show. And it clashes hard. I think the worst part is that I can't even say that they didn't play the games or understand the source material, because the show is loaded with a ton of references to the actually good anime and the games in the series. So it isn't like they don't know. It's like they're intentionally saying, oh yeah, we know, but we're not going to give you what you want. We're going to do our own thing, intentionally. Some instances of that are, for a couple of frames, Lucia from Devil May Cry 2 shows up, And a lot of people don't like Devil May Cry 2. It's understandable. I'm not about to sit here and say that Devil May Cry is anything special. But that doesn't mean that you can just disrespect it. Devil May Cry 2 is still, like, it's the worst game in the series, but it's still, like, okay. The problem is that it's the sequel to a really good game, and the prequel to Devil May Cry 3, which is a fantastic game. Devil May Cry 2 just can't compare. So we don't compare it. And I don't remember Lucia ever doing anything extraordinary, but she was never the type of character to get caught by a damn net gun. I mean, they do her like a Scooby-Doo trap backfiring on the game. She's literally captured by the government with a fucking net gun. Who and why? Who and why thought this was cool? Like, fans were going to absolutely love this. Like, they were going to be like, oh, that's her. It's Lucia. It's the girl from the game that nobody played and liked. But they extra disrespected her for no reason. I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised that at no point in time, Dante doesn't dye his hair brown or put a mop head on over his hair. That's the level of reference that we're at. It's shameless. And then you have the whole situation with Lady. Lady in this show, a lot of people said that they're okay with her redesign. I hate it. But there's a bigger problem here. The reason that Lady is known as that is because in Devil May Cry 3, Dante asks, hey, random person on the motorcycle, what's your name? And she replies with, I don't have a name. Dante goes, okay, whatever you say, Lady, and just continues to call her that until the name sticks. Now, do me a favor and comment down below if I'm wrong, but I'm 99% certain that there's only one person who ever uses her real name, which is Mary, and that's Papa Leatherface. Virgil never calls her by name. Dante never calls her by her name. It's literally only him. Nero wasn't even around, so he never has a chance. The only person in the entire franchise to ever call Lady Mary is her father. That's it. So then tell me, how come this random nobody just casually walks up to her and goes, oh, I'm the newest member of your crew. You must be Mary, right? Excuse me? While I'm on the subject of that, they've basically completely rewritten her entire backstory. She's like the daughter of a government agent, and she's in charge of a squad of rescue hero rejects, none of whom I remember ever being introduced by name. She's just a leader of this fucking Sentai group. It looks like they're about to hop into a set of robots that are going to combine together, and they're each in control of a different limb. It's stupid. And they all die stupid too. Like, it's framed to be this big dramatic thing, and it's like, I'm sure this would probably be sad if you had bothered to even say what your name is. I literally don't know who any of you are. I do know that you're human, and you're dying like the nobody humans you are. It's incredibly frustrating because the best dynamic between Dante, Trish, and Lady forms in a very natural way. Like, you have the whole situation with Trish in Devil May Cry 1, but Lady, being a regular human, goes toe-to-toe with Dante, and even though she never actually beats him, she proves that she's competent and capable enough to be like an equal. And in the original Devil May Cry anime, Trish and Lady go at it with each other, but no one can really get one over on the other. Like, they're evenly matched, despite Lady just being a regular human. And it goes to show just how skillful she is, that she has a place with these other two powerhouses. And it's incredibly cool for both her, and cool that Dante and Trish acknowledge her abilities. And they are able to become, like, friends. In this show, Lady does Dante the worst way. It's embarrassing. Every single time there's any amount of confrontation between the two of them, Lady comes out on top. In fact, a lot of the encounters Dante has throughout this show, he loses. He loses badly. And it makes him look not only incredibly weak, but also very uncool. Now, in the games and in the anime, Dante, I wouldn't even say that he's not taking things serious. It's more so the fact that he's having fun with stuff. So if somebody hits him, it's because he let them hit him. Or it's because he's just playing around and they got serious and caught him off guard. Rarely ever does Dante struggle. So when he does encounter something that's strong enough to put up a real fight, you know that it's something serious. But in this show, he's getting beat up by damn near everything. Honestly, I think that somebody at Capcom needs to shave their head and be sent to the pachinko mines. They need to be on mobile game duty for the rest of their career for this. This is a beloved franchise and one of the things that's been carrying Capcom upwards recently. I think Devil May Cry 5 was the thing that broke their long streak of disappointing releases. So the fact that we get this, especially after the creator of Devil May Cry as a series leaves Capcom, is incredibly concerning. If this is the future of the series, Devil May Cry as I know it is dead and gone. I probably should have said this at the start of the video, but don't worry about spoilers. The main villain's grand plan makes less sense the more times he tries to explain it. He tries to explain it a lot. The motivation of the demons in this show is all over the place. I mean, you would think that it's as simple as them trying to rule over the human world, but then they go and add in some other things, and it's like, okay, you know what, I don't even really care anymore. As far as the animation goes, I mean, I guess it's fine. The action scenes are, I guess, well choreographed, but it would have been a lot cooler if Dante was actually doing things that you would expect Dante to do, if that makes any sense. But that's going to do it for me. I'm done ranting. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in another video.